You wake to find yourself in an unfamiliar place. It's dark. As you try to stand up, you realize that your legs are shackled to the chair. A tiny screen in front of you comes to life. Flashing before your eyes, you see the words, "When you hear the bell ring, click the red circle on the right side of the screen to unlock the shackles and stop the glitter bombs from exploding." Something's not right. You can't hear anything. It feels like someone stuffed your ears with cotton. Why is it always red and green together? You're colorblind. The circles look like they're the same damn color. Not knowing how many tries you have to get this right, you reach for the mouse to follow orders. Where's the mouse? There's no mouse. Okay, wait, no, there's a keyboard. It's okay. I'll just...
Keyboard navigation doesn't work. Oh, wow. Whoever built that software is a complete sadist. Or they were completely unaware of their own unconscious biases. I mean, to be fair, we all have them. And unless someone tells you what to watch for, you could end up creating something even worse than what we just witnessed. Tell you what. I'm gonna help you out by telling you how biased you are. Let's focus on some of the biases that you might have regarding accessibility while you're designing. Let's talk about mice, first of all. Mouse bias. A majority of us use a mouse to interact with our computers. Sure, we might use a whole lot of keyboard shortcuts, but when it comes to website navigation or navigating around a design program and interacting with it, you probably use a mouse. So chances are, unless you know someone who uses an alternate input device, you design for mouse users because you yourself are a mouse user. You've probably also used the words "click here" in the copy that you've put together. Those words, those two little words, are for your mouse users, and they aren't inclusive of anyone who can't actually click anything. Visual bias is probably one of the fastest ones to understand. Generally speaking, there are 8 types of color blindness. And as a designer, if you've adapted your thinking to accommodate colorblind users, some of you might first think or only think of like red-green blindness, which is, I think, the most common one. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. I'm sure someone will. So what color are these crayons? Are they blue? Are they purple? What color are they? Studying up on the various types of color blindness will drive home why color contrast rules are so important. Okay, let's see what else. You can hear, right? If you can, then you naturally design for other humans who hear. But Steffi, you say, I make sure that there's subtitles and transcripts. And to that I say, that's fantastic. Keep up the good work. But what about game design? Let's say you're walking down a creepy hallway in a video game. And, you know, in the corner, there's a little phone on a small table and it starts ringing. But you're deaf. And there is no visual indicator that this is actually a really important clue in the game. That is aural bias at work. Have you ever tried to go to a website on your phone and had a poor experience? No. Forget it. Forget I asked. That never happens, ever. Viewport or device bias happens when you're designing a website on a desktop and start by designing the desktop version first. I mean, I know with most clients and tight deadlines, that whole mobile first design isn't priority number one. I mean, not only is it important to always design a mobile version early on so that you know how things flow properly, but it also informs the language you need to use. And when you use inappropriate language to let your users know where something is, it'll just confuse them at some point. Which brings me to the next kind of bias, which is cognitive bias. Now, if you have survived this long in life without experiencing any kind of cognitive impairment, then, well, heck, you get a prize. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch the video where I tell you who you are designing for. Now, avoiding cognitive overload is part of just about every single pixel that you lay down on that screen. Hierarchy, size, contrast, animation, inconsistent title placement from one slide to the next, white space, small type, complexity of language, you name it. All of it can have a negative effect on the ability of your audience to understand what you're talking or writing about. So if you design and write to your level of cognitive understanding of everything, you could be doing your audience a disservice. And the last thing I'll talk about today is technology bias. When we're talking about presentations, this can show itself when you design in the latest and greatest build of PowerPoint, and the person you're handing it off to has Office 2013. Or you're presenting with super complex animations on a stellar internet connection, and your audience is in a rural area with really slow internet, and your slides end up lagging behind your speech. Now, knowing all of that, how many ways was our software developer a victim to their own biases? 1, visual bias. They used color as the only indicator of meaning for the circles, and our prisoner happened to be colorblind. Second one, device bias. The text said the circles were to the right of the directions, but because of the screen width, they were below the directions. Aural bias. Our prisoner was supposed to choose the red circle when a bell sounded, but our prisoner's hearing was impaired and there was no visual cue to indicate a bell had rung. There was mouse bias. The developer used the words "click on the red circle," assuming the prisoner had a mouse to use. And again, more mouse bias. Not only did they use the words "click here" or "click on the red circle," but when our poor person in the chair tried to use the keyboard to navigate to the circles, the website skipped right over them. So let's replay that scene using software that is accessible. You wake to find yourself in an unfamiliar place. It's dark. You're sitting in a chair. As you reach out in front of you, you feel a shelf. No, it's a desk. You can feel a keyboard, though. A tiny screen in front of you comes to life. Flashing before your eyes, you see the words, "When you hear the bell ring, choose the patterned circle to unlock the shackles and stop the glitter bombs from exploding." Below the command, there are 2 circles. One is solid, and one is checkered. You're groggy. Something's not right. You can't hear anything. You see a countdown on the top of the screen. 3, 2. What can I say? I love glitter. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for stopping by. And if you enjoyed this content as much as I did, go ahead and click that subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you know when I upload something else equally diabolical. And like the video. If you actually enjoyed the content, like the video, it'll help me out a lot. So have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.